everybody, and welcome to my very last video in my spring clean craft room edition. We started in the corner of that room and we have worked our way all the way around the room. Last week we focused on this, and then we also updated my craft cart, which is at the very end of this island. So today, for our very last cleanup, we are going to focus on the middle of my room. So I had wanted when we reorganized the room and we did the wall of cubes and we added the furniture on this side, I wanted a island. And originally I wanted it to be where two people could sit and craft. So these two tables were put together in the middle of the room. I wanted to be facing this way so that I could look out the window and the door that I'm standing at. That ended up not working out for several reasons. It just didn't work. And I had it that way for a little bit, but the truth is nobody ever comes to craft with me. I wish that was the case. I wish I had people that came to craft with me, but I don't. And so I didn't really need it that way. And then as I was doing kits and paper party retreats and stuff, I needed space to lay things out to package. And then as I'm not doing that anymore, I'm not doing as many kits and stuff, I'm leaving it like this because it has worked out. This tends to be the area where I stack things that I'm working on. My Project Life album usually sits there. A lot of my Project Life stuff is here and then in this corner. So it just works out that I sort of do Project Life here, and then I do sort of like card making and whatnot over there, and then I can film. So what I want to do today is, this is the, this part, we're going to go through all the drawers and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to clean things up. I'm going to, if things need to be relabeled, I definitely know for sure that there's a few things that need to be relabeled. So we'll do that. And then also on this side of the room, I have some things. I have this cart here that I spray painted that same color that I did my other cart in. I need to clean up the bottom of that. And then my paper tower, we are going to look at that as well, and what I have under that paper tower, and just clean up all of that. I'm going to relabel my paper from the color refresh, and I organized and rearranged all of that, and that was nice, and made a list of the things I need to restock. And then that will be it for today's video. And then next week I will do the grand tour of all of the pieces in this office. Now, as a reminder, the reason that this got started back in April is because I wanted to add the TV. So you can see that now, that is there. It's been there for a couple months. I love it. I use it when I'm in here crafting and it works really well. And I'm glad that I did that, but that sparked the need to reorganize some things, and then I just wanted to go through everything and clean things up. So that's what sparked it. I'm really happy with having that in here. And then today we're just going to dive in. We're going to start right here and we're going to dive into these drawers. So a few things about this island. The drawers are IKEA Alex drawers. I don't know if they make those anymore. I've heard rumors that they don't. But that is what they are. The tops are the tabletops from IKEA. Okay, I wanted to get a little bit of footage from this angle of the middle part, and I wanted to talk about a couple things that is a struggle for me with this middle island type setup. And I have said since we redid the room like this that I really wish I wouldn't have done an island. My desk area, and if you go back into my other videos, the desk area took up this whole space against this wall right here. And then my filming camera was on shelves into this wall, and so everything was just against the wall. But what it did is it wasted a lot of space in the middle of the room, and so that is one of the reasons I wanted to do an island in the middle. So the problem with this setup is that this constantly moves. Like, there's not, I have not found a way, maybe if you have ideas, you can share them. I have not found a way to make this where it doesn't move. Now, when I sit here to film, I often, and my kids sit here too, they will sit here at the desk. Andrew will craft down here. Violet will sit down here. And what happens is the desk, we push against it to get up and it constantly moves. And even at this angle, I don't know, like it drives me bananas when it's not, when it's like, when it gets angled. And then the other problem with that is my camera is mounted to the ceiling. And so I noticed the other day I was filming a video and all of a sudden I was like having to lean into the desk a lot and my back was hurting and my stomach was hurting because I was like literally like pushing myself against the desk to get in the right frame. And I was like, oh, my desk has gotten moved again. And so I had to like fix that or move it. And so I don't know how to make this to where it doesn't move. Like I will get it in the right position and everything will be good and my lighting will be good and everything and the camera angle is good. And then all of a sudden within a couple weeks, it's angled or it's like just moved. And it's such a miserable thing. So while I like the idea of having this, I have tried everything. I've tried angling my desk this way to where the desk is up against the wall and then it's like an L shape. I've tried that. I've tried lots of different things, but the room is narrow. So it's long and narrow because it was a garage. It's not square. And so it just has always, like, this is always an ongoing issue that I struggle with. And it just like makes me hate the island in the middle. And, but I don't know what else to do. So I have the Alex drawers and the tabletops, and that's how I do the center piece. So that is a struggle that I have with this middle island part. Okay, so the next thing that I want to chat about is, I know I said when I was down here at this end, I think I mentioned this, these two drawers sets right here at the very end are more Project Life type items. And then these two drawers right here are what I use for filming and like card making. They're like my clear blocks and my stamp positioning tools and ribbon and sequence and stuff like that I do more with. I mean, I use all of my stuff for everything. Like I use ribbon on scrapbook pages, but I guess this is like more of like when I'm into it crafting, is what I would say like these two drawers are. And then you saw the craft cart. The only thing that I've changed, which I think you saw in this video, is I added my blending brushes to the very bottom of that cart. Okay, now we are at this side of the desk, and this is my coloring drawer. I want to go through all of this, see what is in here, and then I'm going to take my blending brushes out. And I just had one of my friends, Roberta, who has a YouTube channel here over on YouTube, and we do the color club together. She had all of her blending brushes in her rolling cart. So the rolling cart I showed you guys last week where I like reorganized that and I painted it. She has one as well, and she put all her blending brushes in that cart, and I thought that was such a great idea. And I had this container that was in the rolling cart that it's empty, and I just had it there as like a space saver. And I thought I would try to figure out a way to put all my blending brushes in here. And I don't know if I'm just going to lay them down or if I'm going to try to figure out a way to stand them up. I don't want to buy anything. I know there's like different kinds of containers you can get to organize those, but I don't want to buy anything. So I'm going to clean this drawer up, and then I'm going to try to figure out what to do with these blending brushes so I can keep them on my cart. And then I will check in with you. All right, I told you I did not want to buy anything. So I used this that I already had that I know fits at the bottom of my cart. And then I just cut up some foam board, and I just made holes in the foam board. Like I traced this on the foam board and then just cut it to fit in there. And then I just like cut holes with my X-Acto knife and shoved these down in there. Now I could probably get all of my large brushes in here. I didn't even do any measuring. Like I could probably do a better job. Like this side only has 3, but I realized I could probably fit like 4. I'm not even going to worry about it. So I could probably fit all of my large brushes right in here and then do something for my smaller brushes right next to it. But for right now, I'm going to put this back down on the bottom and I'll show you, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with these. I just have a few. I don't do blending very often, so I have a few that are clean. And then being in that drawer, it really was like causing like there to be ink transfer. So I'll figure out what to do with these extra ones here, but this is gonna go at the bottom of my cart, and I'm so happy I just used this piece and some foam board and was able to make it work. Okay, for now, that's exactly how I'm gonna leave it. So my blending brushes now are on that back side, just like that, and then the extra ones I have, I just put right in that space, but this fits perfectly down into that just space right there. And so I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. I like that I got them out of that drawer and they're like that. I thought that was an excellent idea from my friend Roberta. So thank you, Roberta, for sharing that with me, and I'm glad I was able to do that. So let's carry on with the drawers on that side. So that's what this looks like. On this side right here, this is an old toy box that my kids had when they were really little, and it just has my retired stamps and dies and punches in it. And then that's also what I use to put, what we use to put our feet on when we're sitting here. The chair that I use to sit here is a bar stool height, and then these are counter height. So it's much taller. I can stand to film or craft, and then when I'm sitting, it's a little bit higher. So that's what we have on that end. So originally I was gonna try to get this more cleared off to like do this filming part, but this is as clean as it's gonna get because I'm just in the middle of too many things. This area usually is either clean or it has like what I just filmed. So I just came in here this morning and cleaned up from filming these cards right here, which was what was on that video went out on Tuesday, and then there's also a blog post now with it. And so I cleaned up because I had left it all here. I'd ran out of time. So that's usually the only thing that's here, is if I'm still filming something or in the process of filming. And then I have my laptop here. That is my Mac Air that I use in the living room. And then I also use it when I'm filming. And then this is my iPad, which normally sits over by my computer. I usually have that stand right over there and I can plug it in and charge it. That is literally just my setup for filming. If I need to do comments or I need a second camera angle or something like that, that is how I have that set. And then my Air, it charges down here. On this side of the desk on the tabletop is usually where I have things that are in the progress and like I'm doing. Like this is all my week in the life stuff. So I have that organizer out that you guys have seen over in that area. When I'm not using it, that's where I store it. But I have it out because I'm doing week in the life and I have all of my week in the life items there along with my album. And then this is for my card club that is coming up. I'm waiting for a shipment from Stampin' Up so that I can finish packaging that up. And then I'm also waiting for another shipment for the last of the color club. I have one customer waiting for her items and I'm just waiting on Stampin' Up. So that is what usually is here. I'm getting ready to take photographs of this so I can finish up that blog post. And so I will also do my camera, like take photos I do right here. All of those are my photo boards. So they are just foam board with different like backgrounds on them, and they just store right in between that bookshelf and my desk. I pull them out and I put them right up here to do all of my photographing. I have a footstool down here, right here, that I will put right here to stand on to do my head down shots when I'm doing photos. And then on this side, I just wanted to give you an overview of how everything looks, and then we'll dive into the drawers and the organization that I did on that. This video here is the last video of all the organization and purging. Next week will be a final tour of how everything came out. And then the following video will be scrapbook room decor. This one's gonna be a little bit longer, I think, than most of the other videos. So on this side, I have my paper tower. I put some of this together, and then some of this was custom made by somebody else. If you are familiar with Wendy Cranford, she has a YouTube channel and is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Her and I have been friends for many years. We were friends in elementary school, and we've grown up together. And her father-in-law built these towers here. And then when she did her craft room upgrade, when she moved out of her house and did some upgrading she was getting rid of these, and I had always said if she got rid of them, I wanted them. It did not have the top on there. That's something that I added to it. So I painted them black. And then this is just a shelf that you can get, like a shelf board at, I get them at Walmart, and you can get them in all different like lengths, and then you get brackets and then you hang them on the wall. I had several of those on hand, and actually this one actually might have came from her as well. She might have given this to me. We often do that where we'll call each other and be like, hey, I'm getting rid of this piece or that piece, like, did you want it? Because we often do a lot of the same kind of organization and craft pieces. So that one actually might have came from her too. But they're just those boards you can get at Walmart. I think they probably have them at Lowe's or Home Depot or your hardware store. And then you get brackets and then you make a shelf. And I had tons of those. And so I just happened to have this one, and I didn't cut it down. It was actually the exact same width as this tower. And so I just put the towers on either side and added this so that it would have a top. And this is often where things get set. Like, this is a product review that a company sent me that I need to do a video on. If you're watching, I got it. I just haven't had time to do the review yet. So it's sitting there. I have a return to Amazon, so that's sitting there. There's oftentimes a lot of things that get set here that are in the works of. If I'm filming something, there was my paper party stuff I just had up there, different things like that. And then the actual tower holds all the paper. Mine are done in color family, so I keep my colored cardstock and my ink pads in color family. So I have all the end colors, and then it goes brights, subtles, regals, and then neutrals. And that's how I have that set up. What I did here, and I think I have some footage, so if I do, I will put it in right here. All right, I'm right here with my paper tower. And this is where I keep all of my 8.5 by 11 cardstock from Stampin' Up. That is the only cardstock that I use because it matches, currently it's the only cardstock I use because it matches my ink pads. So what I've done is we've had a color refresh, so I needed to rearrange all of my cardstock. My Stampin' Up does their color families like this. So like the neutrals, the regals, the subtles. So I needed to rearrange things because things shifted, like pumpkin pie was in regals and it shifted into the brights collection. So I needed to do that. So one of the things that I did as I was cleaning up and organizing and purging is it was a great time for Stampin' Up! To have a color refresh because I was in the middle of doing all of this anyways. So it just worked out. So I cleaned up all of my cardstock and shifted all of the colors around. And then I have this printable, and it will be linked in the YouTube description box below and over on my website. And these are printed on labels, and it's all of the colors and then plus all of the designer series paper, the new ones. That's just what happened to fit on here. I will also have a new one of the label sheets for the blends, for the way I label my blends. So we're directly in front of the paper now, and these come out, these slide out. And then you can see, I just painted the outside. I didn't paint these, but they slide out. And I have the actual name of the paper on this part because sometimes I forget what paper is what, or I need to make sure that I'm grabbing the right paper. So some of these I don't need to change. Like this is Poppy Parade. All of these are in the right order now. So Poppy Parade, Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, but then like this is Pumpkin Pie. Oh, and that one's right because I already had one. This is Lemon Lolly. It's no longer Daffodil Delight. So I just need to take the Lemon Lolly label and put it on there. So I need to label all of those. The other thing that I did is I just went through all of my paper. I pulled it out. I straightened it. Some of my paper, like if it's on the very bottom, it will get a little bit dusty, or like this you can see is a little bit dirty. Like it just gets like little dust because it's on the ground, right? So I just need to make sure all of that's cleaned up, make sure all my paper is together. This also gives me a good chance to get an inventory of what paper I have and don't have. Because we have the color refresh, I have all the colors now, and there's just a few packs that I need to get like a full pack of cardstock, like my wild wheat. I need a full pack. This was just a combo pack of these in colors. And for whatever reason, last year, I guess I went crazy buying the new in colors because I have a million pieces of this. This is like 3 packs. Like I usually only keep, same with Poppy Parade, but you can see like I usually only keep 1 pack. So like this is a brand new pack. And then I have some left, some left that I was using. But I normally, and this is just 1 pack. So I normally don't have so much, but last year's in colors, I guess I just loved so much. I got them. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my labels, put a label on any of the ones that I don't have a label for. And then on this side is the designer paper. I only have 1 of the packs of designer paper. So I'll put that label on and then I'll save the rest. And then over here, I have my heater for in the winter time. In the winter time, it's over here. It's plugged in here and then it sits here. But in the summertime, I just put it right here because I'm not using it. And then this is a Stampin' Storage 12 by 12 divider. And I got that from a friend. It holds all of my page protectors, like for scrapbooking. Originally when I changed things around and got my TV, I was actually going to take this out of the room and put this in like a Tupperware tote and store it in my bedroom under my bed. I just stuck it there until I could get it emptied. And then I was like, well, it kind of works here. Like it's not terrible. I added shelf paper to it. And I had planned on painting the edges black. I don't know that I will do that because I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. But for now, it works fine. My page protectors are organized there and I can just leave it. This is my trash can and it's actually a laundry basket, a collapsible laundry basket that I just liked the design of. And then I stuck a trash bag in there and then my husband just takes it out and empties it when it gets full. It's obviously full right now and needs to be emptied. And then here is my second rolling cart. One of the things we're going to do today is we're going to go through this and organize all of these 2 bottom tiers. It just has my Big Shot on it, and that just sits there for when I need to use it. Over here, I just took some of those curtains that I had cut down. I used a tension rod, and then under here, I have this rolling cart. It's really flimsy. It was like less than $20 on Amazon. I think it's linked in my Amazon store. And I originally, when I was doing more clubs and classes, I would organize that stuff under there. Underneath here is like my stuff for like my VIP group and different things, and there was some giveaways. I'm not really using this much anymore. It's really flimsy and I don't love it. It's hard to get things out, and it's hard to find containers that fit in it. I just have it there holding a couple of the things that just don't go anywhere else, and you can see it's mostly empty. And then these are those containers that I love. These are linked in my Amazon store, and I use the small ones and the big ones. And these small ones I use a lot when I do my paper party retreats. I'll take these all up into the living room when we start cutting paper, and that is how I organize all the different papers or all the different card kits. But mostly that is just dead storage. That is under there, and that is how that paper tower looks. So that is a roundabout of this island. And then next we will start diving into the drawers on the other side. I'll take you through that, and we'll probably end organizing this, and then that will be it for the entire room for cleaning it and purging it. And I'm so glad to be at this point. This was way longer than I meant it to be, because I really went in and purged everything and cleaned it, and really feel good about the room. So let's dive in and get back over here, and we will start going through all of these drawers. I know there's a couple that I need to clean up, and that I've switched things around, so I want to do that, and then we'll end over here. We are going to get started with all of these drawers here. Like I said, this is all mainly Project Life stuff, things that I use in memory keeping. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe everything down. There are definitely some labels that need to be changed, and there's not a lot of cleaning or purging that needs to happen in this area. I want this area to be really functional, and unfortunately it hasn't always been really functional with the setup of the drawers. The Alex drawers are shallow and then they don't pull out all the way. I know there's some hack that you can do so they pull out all the way. I'm not interested in trying to figure that out. So they don't pull out all the way, and so things can get lost in the back. So these can be a little bit hard to organize. I just use a whole bunch of random things, and what I'm going to do is just go through these, make sure everything is where I want it to be, wipe everything down, clean it up, and then change out any labels that need to be changed out. So I will take you along for that. Not much to do in this first one. I actually turned these, so 3 of them went this way and then 1 went this way, and that just made everything fit a little bit better. So that drawer is done. With this next drawer, this is just embellishments, large words, alpha stickers, and then these are things that I just don't have any other place for, these cards that come in Allie Edward kits. So this one little word, I don't need to do anything with this. I just recently cleaned up all my one little word items. I shared about this organization right here in my membership group, and this is just everything one little word related. Next down is bullet journaling. And I just have all the things that I would use for bullet journaling or traveler's notebooks. And that is just all there. Nothing needs to happen there. And then nothing needs to happen here as well. It's just plain Project Life cards or cards like this, like things that I don't necessarily have a kit for, or that are like black and white. And this is all organized really well. And then these are just single type kits or things that I've printed. So nothing needs to happen there. So that is all good. Here I just have a basket that is empty, and then my shelf liner. Here are pins, which nothing needs to happen to this drawer. I recently did all of that and organized all that. Actually, Andrew helped me with that. This I'm going to look at and go through and see if I can purge anything or move anything. Okay, this drawer has these extra large rolls of ribbon. There's just really nowhere else I can put that. And grid paper, and then my fuse tool. So what I think I'm going to do is actually move this ribbon up to this basket, because I don't know, it just seems like it would be a better place for it. And then my fuse tool and grid paper will be in this spot here. And then this washi tape, I went through, I'm gonna purge this. My mom's here, I'm gonna see if she wants it. And then this stuff I'm just gonna put back into my place where I keep all my washi. So my washi tape is all together again. All right, those large rolls of ribbon will go there, and it'll be nice because they can stand up like this. And there are some old photos in there. Not old photos, I guess that one can't. Yeah, I guess well, I'll just knock it over, it'll be fine. Not old photos, but just photos I need to get to. And then this is where my grid paper and my fuse tool will be. And I'm also going to put my sticker paper here, and I'm also going to put my Epson photo paper, the 8.5 by 11 sheets. I'm going to put that right here too. I have been storing these items over here, right in that cubby, because that's all my printer stuff, but it's hard to get to, and I don't actually like it there. So I think this is going to be a great place for those 2 items to be, for when I use this. I just used it in my journaling yesterday for Project Life. So I think that's going to be perfect. That's a better space for it. And I think I'm going to move that shelf paper stuff to a different area so that it's not right there. Okay, that's much better. I moved the shelf paper to a different place, and then the basket is up there, and then I moved that over there. So I love that. And I don't know if I need to move that label or not. This is a drawer that I need to deal with. So this is a Miscellaneous product. It's my large alpha stickers, which I think I will move to my bullet journaling section. And then this is other companies' products. So let me go through all of this. I feel like I'm going to have this drawer empty because I put the large sticker letters in here, which is how I would think about them anyways, because I use those types of stickers in my bullet journaling or my planner. So that's where I'm going to think to look for them anyways. So that's great. And then the only other thing that was in here was this. I'm going to leave these out. They're clear stickers and they're white and black. I got them off the Allie Edwards site a long time ago. I want to leave them out because I think it would be great to use these in Project Life, and I just don't think to grab them. So the other thing that I have up here is maybe that drawer can be other companies' products like stamp sets. I have some Concord and Ninth stamp sets that I really like and that I've used for different things. So I wonder if I can just make that drawer like other company product for right now until, as I'm using other things. I have that Catherine Pooler birthday stamp that I got recently and did a class on. So I think that that's what I'm going to put in that drawer. And then the very bottom drawer is small page protectors. Oh, so we have small page protectors here. And then we have old photos, like stuff from my grandma and stuff. I need to take the grid paper out from down below and move it up one, and I will do that. But those two bottom drawers are going to stay. And then in here, there's nothing really in here that I need to purge. Those are my scoreboards. It is extra. It's like my big trimmer for when I'm doing events. It's just stuff that it has to be down there, and I don't really need to get rid of anything. I might get rid of my old Stampin' Up! Trimmers just because you can't get blades for them. So I don't know why I'm holding on to them. I might as well just throw them away because they're basically useless. So I think I will just go through this bin right here and just see if there's anything that I can pull out to throw away. I have a Martha Stewart Simply Score board and then a Stampin' Up! One. Let me just see what I can pull out and purge from there. All right, I'm actually super glad that I just dumped that out and didn't assume what was in it. So there was a event bag. This is what I used to use to do my classes, my in-person classes when I was doing card classes. I think I'm going to move that to a different spot in our house because I don't think it needs to be down here. I don't use it that way anymore. Then the other things that were in here were these scoreboards. So I have the Stampin' Up! Scoreboard. And I have the Martha Stewart one. So I think that I'm going to get rid of the Martha Stewart one because the Stampin' Up! One has the diagonal plate. I don't even know if we sell a diagonal plate anymore. I don't know if Stampin' Up! Does that anymore. But I think this is the one I'm going to keep because it has the accessories, okay? The next thing that I found in here were these 3 trimmers. This is a Creative Memories really old trimmer, but it's like a border trimmer. And then I found this is the trimmer that Stampin' Up! Sells right now, and then the Fiskars trimmer. These 3 I'm going to keep because I just think that makes sense, okay? The other thing that was in here were these 2 self-healing mats. These are from Close to My Heart. They have a foam backing on them, and then they're a little bit bigger than 12 by 12, so you can fit a 12 by 12 layout on them. I'm going to keep these. I think that I will get rid of the Martha Stewart scoreboard. Then I have these 2 Stampin' Up! Trimmers that are the old style, the ones that Stampin' Up! Actually did. And they stopped selling this. I have a bunch of blades in the back of these, and I actually prefer this trimmer as to the trimmer we have now. So what I'm going to do is gather up all my blades that I have left for this. I'm going to keep one of these trimmers. I'm going to get rid of the other one. I'm just going to throw it away because you can't get blades for it. So there's really no point in me keeping it. So I will keep one, and then I'm going to use this until I don't have any more blades for it, and then I'll throw it away. I stopped using this because, you know, you can't use something that Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell. That would be crazy, right? Like, that's what you're told. So I stopped using these, and now I just think I'm going to use it until the blades are gone. I liked this one better, and I think I'm going to get a different trimmer because I actually do not like the one that Stampin' Up! Has now. It's not my favorite. So I think after I'm done with the blades for this, I will look for a new trimmer. Then the thing that I found was all of these Cricut mats and silhouette mats. Like, I totally was looking for these. I store my mats in another place. And the other thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to move these over to the place where I store my mats now. But I'm also going to go through my mats. Like, I just saw, like, this one here, this pink one, I can just get rid of. Like, I can just get rid of some of these. So I'm going to purge out those and only keep the ones that are in really good condition. I restick my mats until I can't stand it anymore. So I'm going to move those to where they belong. So always, the lesson is, always go through the bin, pull it out, go through it, make sure you know what is even in it. I didn't even know the mats were in there. I didn't even know, like, go through it. So I'm going to put all that back. And then the only other things that go here are my large trimmer that I use when I'm doing like paper parties. And then there's a folding table there that we just use all over our house. Actually, I use it to paint on. I pull it out and use it as extra space down here. And then we also use it in our living room when we're playing games. We set up the board game on that table. So it's just the only place to go. It'll fit fine. So I'll put all of that back and then I will be back. Okay, so this looks awesome. It's all cleaned out. I put the planters back, and cleaning all that out actually allowed me to be able to put my large trimmer into that container. So that's perfect. So over here, nothing really needs to happen other than I need to change a label. This is all my clear blocks. This used to be adhesive, but I moved it to that rolling cart. So this is my stamp platforms and my cleaner. And then I need to get rid of my, that is the Stamparatus, and I just want to get rid of it. I might have already by the time this video goes up. Okay, so I do want to clean this up. So I take that back. There's a couple drawers that I just need to clean things up. This is my embossing drawer, and then this is my coloring drawer, and I took all my blend brushes out of here, so I just need to rearrange that and clean it up and wipe it up. And then this is re-inkers and backstock. So it's my extra blends. All of my re-inkers are organized like this. I just went through and reorganized these, pulled out retired colors, and restocked ones that I needed. And then I just have spritzers and extra Wink Estellas. So I will clean up these two drawers. And all right, so I just cleaned this drawer up. I had a bunch of Brutus Monroe embossing powders that I just filtered into how I organize my embossing powders. And so that worked out really well. I had enough extra containers on hand to do that. Down there is my rainbow embossing, which I have an extra one of these. I have one left. So I think I'll actually filter my rainbow embossing powder into that. And then that is glitter glaze, and it's in like this red color. And then I have all of my trays, my Versamark re-inker, and my heat tool all right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and filter that into a container since I have it, and then we'll move to the coloring drawer. Since I'm doing this right now, I'm just gonna show you instead of waiting for my organizational video where I just show where everything is. I get asked about this all the time. These are just containers that you can get. I think you can probably get them on Amazon. I got mine at TJ Maxx. So that's the brand. And they're the mini ones. And then I have these mini spoons. These are like ice cream sample spoons. They come in like a container of 100. A couple crafty friends and I split a bag, and so I have that. And then I have the Command mini hooks. So that's what the supplies that you need. I have some extra, like I have the an extra container here, and I keep these Command hooks and then the extra spoons I have, and then I just keep that in that drawer. So if I am doing what I'm doing now, I have it. I also had several of these extra containers. I would buy them in like sets of 3. And then like I just had like 4 or 5 of these extra in the back for this exact reason. If I got a new embossing powder, then I would have all of this, and then I would have this whole setup. It just stays in the back of my drawer. And so I'm out of extra ones now. This is the last extra one I have, but I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here, and then I'm going to either see if I can peel this label off or keep the lid so that I know what it is, because this is a specialty embossing one. And with my other ones, I've just embossed a circle, like I've stamped it and embossed it and then punched it out and put it on the top. Or I've just written, I think my copper one, I just have copper written on it. But that's how I set up the organization of this at the very beginning. I've had it like this for years. Okay, so you just put the command hook on top of the container, and then you put your spoon in with the command hook. And then I was able to get the sticker off. Just use your heat tool or a blow dryer to heat up a sticker and it will come right off. So then that goes like this. And I can just put this in here. So that is perfect. All right, this looks much better. I just cleaned everything up. I cleaned the bottom up, and then I just rearranged a few things. I put my brand new Wink of Stellas up here, and then I went through that tin, which is some old, these are actually the very first ink pads I started buying. Color Box, the chalk inks aren't even made anymore. And then I also pulled out, like, I'm going to get rid of some of these sponges that are really well used. And then I added my brayer in the back. And so this is all coloring items. And then I just cleaned up this drawer a little bit. I was able to move things around a little bit, but that's all cleaned up right now. And that's like backup items, extra blades, extra blends, and then all my re-inkers. So that is this side, which I'm really happy about. I will throw this stuff away, and then we will move to this side, which might just need a little bit of cleaning up, but really it is all pretty much where it needs to be. Let's get started on this last set of drawers before we move to the other side of the room. Here is where I keep my trimmers. I added the Stampin' Up! Old trimmer to my drawer, and I put the regular trimmer down in that space, so all of that is good. This is all good. It's just embellishments. I don't need to clean anything up. I just need to put that one back. So I'll do that when I have two hands. It's my sequence and embellishment drawer. The next one down is my ribbon drawer, and I recently cleaned this out and cleaned it up, so nothing needs to happen here. Down here is my Nuvo drops and my stickles, and then past embellishments. Nothing needs to happen here. Looks good. And then this is just extra tools. It's my glue gun. It's extra staples. I need to fix that. Oh, and I do have one more of those containers. I might try to put that in the other side over there. But that is all for these drawers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I found that extra container that matched these. These I got at the dollar store, and they have lids on them. And I have the lids on the very bottom, so in case I ever want to have lids on them, I still have them. But it fit perfectly here. I added two of these containers here. They're just from Walmart. One has these extra large, like, circle chipboards, and then there's some extra large wood embellishments, and then these are what's left of my date stamps and my roller stamps, and some of them aren't necessarily dates. I put my Creative Memories corner rounder right here, and then this is some large chipboard, and then these embellishments here, and then these are like, I don't know, they're like facets. They're like a certain kind of facet. So I was able to clean my chipboard out of this. So now I have an extra drawer up here. And so I'm just going to filter, make sure all of these are, like this one has, there's one of these, oh, this top one, which is hard to pull out. This has multiple different types of things because I ran out of a drawer. So now I have that extra drawer, I can do that. So I will do that, and then we will jump right around to the other side of the island, and that will wrap it up for today. Okay, I'm back around on the other side. I've already showed you my paper tower and that organization. There is that Martha Stewart scoreboard. I'm gonna see if the school wants it, and then also that washi tape. My mom went through and picked the washi tape she wanted, and then I'm gonna see if the school wants that. So the last thing that I need to do is just straighten up these two things here, and we will do that, and then we will be done. I am so excited to have done those drawers and underneath my island. I didn't think that there was that much to do, but there really was. So that feels really good. I also have my cleaner out. I'm going to clean all my tabletops, and I'm going to deal with all of these projects this weekend. And then I will be ready to create in a fresh, clean, purged craft room. So let's do this, and then we'll wrap up this video for this week because it was a lot, and it was wrap up this video right here. I cleaned up this cart. This cart, all it has is my Big Shot on the top there, and then it has my extra plates and different things down in that middle one. And then down here just has some old Stampin' Up. They are like you used to get like your wood stamps in them. And then I have a couple that are like stamp cases. So I have a couple of those down there. And then I just have some canvases. And then that piece of wood sticking up right there is it's like the United States. I was going to do something for something else and I never did. And then there is a snow globe down there. That is a customizable snow globe. I need to change the photo of that. So that's all that's here. My husband took out my trash, and so that's empty. And then that box is going to a friend. I'm just waiting for a couple more things. It is her birthday gift, and I'm waiting for a few more things to pop in that box, and then I'll send it off. But that is the room. It is not as clean in here because I have things going on, and like I'm putting together some packages, and I have my desk cleaner out, and I'm doing all of that. But for the most part, everything is in good shape. I'll clean it up this afternoon. But next week, what I'll be doing is all of my, next week I will do a full tour of the room from top to bottom. We're going to start in that corner. We're going to work our way all the way around the room. I'm going to share what is in everything. We're going to take a look at how everything ends up looking organized and put together. And then the week after that, I will do an entire video about craft room decor. I have some new things in here and I've made some things and I want to share all of that with you guys. So thank you for hanging out with me. This was a much longer video. I'm so glad I did this middle island. I was not even going to do it, and at the last minute I decided to, and it turns out there was a lot to organize. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and if you are doing a spring clean in your craft room, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next Friday for the grand finale, the tour of the whole room. Thank you so much for being here and checking out my video. On the screen here are 2 additional videos that you can check out. Make sure you check out my Project Life Thursday series here on YouTube. Every Thursday, I am in my Project Life album and sharing with you. If you can hit that subscribe button, that would be great, and hit the like button, and I will catch you in my next video.